regarding our effort to open up the party. You do recall that when we stood here with other leaders of the DP bloc, we announced that DP is a big tent party. In other words, there is room for everyone in this party. There is no excuse for any DP member to shout from the wilderness. If you are truly DP, if you believe in the party, there's room for you. That idea is symbolized by the big Himalayan tent that we use for the reunion. That tent which can accommodate over 7,000 people. It has entrances all around it. So we no longer have one door for entering the Democratic Party. You can enter from any door. I wish to congratulate my fellow leaders for reaching out to certain individuals. For us, we don't call those who join us, who were in other parties, we don't call them defectors. For us, we consider that they have escaped imprisonment. So I congratulate you, my fellow leaders, for managing to meet with Mr. Joseph Mayanja, also known as Jose Chameleon, a musician and a businessman who last week was here and announced his decision to join the Democratic Party. We need more such people. We call them jailbreakers, people who are breaking from the prison of NRM. So definitely, Mr. Joseph Mayanja, or Jose Chameleon, is a prominent jailbreaker. And now that he has broken out of that jail, I believe there will be a flood of other jailbreakers running away from the imprisonment and captivity of NRM. And of course, this has not started with Mr. Chameleon. When Dr. Kizza Besigye jailbreaked, he also broke through the jail. His first stop was DP. That's the year 2000. Gilbert Bukenya tried a jailbreak, but I think he preferred the prison food, so he went back. He also came here. The Honorable Mama Mbabazi, when he broke from the jail, he also ran into the warm heart of DP. Even General Sejusa, who is right now a conscript, he is being forced to stay in the army, whether he likes it or not. We also welcomed him here. We don't call these people defectors deliberately. So, tomorrow we are launching Operation Jailbreak for people to break out of jail. And the chief jailbreaker for tomorrow will be Mr. Joseph Mayanja, also known as Jose Chameleon. Even his brother, who is known as Pius Mayanja, but most of you young people know him as Palazzo. I think he sexed up his name a bit. So anyway, tomorrow's occasion is hosted by Kampala District in conjunction with the Office of the National Organizing Secretary, in whose roadmap there is a provision for countrywide recruitment. We are very pleased. Of course, we shall say more tomorrow. We are very pleased to welcome as many jailbreakers as possible. You know that our woman MP for Chotera is also a jailbreaker. She was in NRM. She broke the jail and joined DP, and now she's in Parliament. The Reverend Bakaloba Mukasa from Mukono was also a conscript. He has also now become a jailbreaker. So we are calling out to... We also have a young lady called Mercy Walukamba. These are the people who were with the jailer. You know, the jailer is President Yoweri Museveni. We would call him Commissioner General of Prisons. So many people are breaking out of jail. The message these things give us is that there's a new wave in the Democratic Party. There's a new spirit of unity and togetherness and focus in the Democratic Party. This party is big enough for anybody. Anybody can fit within this party. This party has a resilience. Some of you do not know what has happened to this DP and why people respect it. This is a party which tussled it out with very, very reactionary groups like Kabaka Yeka in the 60s. Our leader was slaughtered by Idi Amin. The president of the party was murdered. Up to now, we don't know where his remains are. The party did not die. Many of our leaders were killed, others were imprisoned. Tell me one party that can survive if these kind of things happen to it. Can the NRM survive without Museveni? What about the other parties? If the top leader disappears, can that party survive? So now you must know the difference between a real political party and briefcase political parties. And I think people are beginning to know that the DP brand is a very strong brand with a history and a future. Finally, of course, my colleagues will expound more on this effort. It did not happen automatically. By the way, we did not bewitch anybody. We never bribed anybody. Well, I hope Dr. Bed, who is also a pastor, cried out to the Lord to open the eyes of Ugandans to see that it is time for clean leadership, which can only come from the Democratic Party. But if you want crooks and conmen and liars and killers, you know the party is to vote for. But if you want integrity and clean leadership and rule of law and respect for the Constitution, it is the DP. That is our brand. Finally, we are concerned as the DP about the rise of crime in the country. Kati mu DP tugamba muveeyo enkuba ekedde. Enkya tugenda kwaniriza muganda waffe Joseph Mayanja gwe mumanyi nga Jose Chameleon akomyewo eka. Bano abakulu bantegeezezza nti taata we Mayanja Senior olwawulidde nti mutabani we akomyewo mu kibiina ky'abajjajjaabe eky'amazima n'obwenkanya yakaabye amaziga kuba abadde takitegeera nga mumanyi abadde azungazunga nabali naye kati akakasizza n'agamba nti temunsindikayo yababuuse era ekomera yalimenye. Tukoowola bonna bonna abakyali mu busibe era Pastor Sebo yongere essaala abantu balabe ekitangaala bajje mu kibiina ekigenda okuteeka gavumenti etambulira ku musingi ogw'amazima n'obwenkanya. Kyekigendera kyaffe enkya era ng'omukulembeze wa DP block ne bakulembeze bannange tukakasa ti abasambi abalungi temutya kuyingira DP. Buli omu tugenda kumutwala mu ngeri y'ekyenkanyi, buli omu agenda kufuna ennamba. Omuntu nga Jose Chameleon n'abalala abanene abakyajja tetujja bateeka ku bench ku reserve. Tulina okubawo ennamba, naddala ennamba zennyini ez'aba strikers. Kino nno ekya Jose Chameleon kyakanze nnyo ne NRM. Omwogezi wange bamukubidde essimu abali mu kitebe kya NRM ne bagamba nti mwakikoze mutya? Kuba babadde tebakisuubira. sifa abagula abantu tetugula abantu tetulina ddogo tetukyazangako basamaze wano okwawukanako ne munnaffe oli fe ensonga zaffe twesigamye ku bannayuganda n'olwekyo enkya lunaku lukulu nnyo tukoowoola buli munnayuganda atuwulira Kampala Wakiso na buli wonna mujje ensambya ssaawa 3 nga tukwasa bannaffe naddala Jose Chameleon kaadi eya Democratic Party. Banaye si kyangu kusalawo, abantu abasinga tebamanyi kusalawo, babeerawo ng'Abaganda bwe bagamba nti batagalanga obusajja bw'ebulemeezi obukayanira envubo mu kifo ky'okulwanirira enswa. Enswa ziri wano ku kitebe kya Democratic Party. N'olwekyo abantu baffe mulekeraawo okutagala ku nsonga y'okulwanisa obutujju.
Secondly, we want to call upon the people of Kampala, Wakiso and Ugandans. Tomorrow, DP is signing a very important player in the politics of Uganda in the names of Dr. Jose Chameleon, Joseph Mayanja. At exactly 9 in Zambia Sharing Hall, we will converge there. We are going to be handing over cards to our new members. One of them is Dr. Jose Chameleon. There are so many who have decided to join the brand of DP. They are coming from every corner. We want to call you to be around, but also you come and receive your card. DP is the way to go. DP is the way to go for the youth, for this generation. And after we sign these new wonderful players, we will make a decision how to deploy them. Because some of them, you cannot just sign them and then they start around. No, we are going to deploy them. So we want to alert you that there will be deployments also. Thank you so much.
The principals and the leaders of the Democratic Party. While Comrade Sula is concentrating on ensuring that we make massive recruitment around the country, personally, and the reunion team, dear members of the public, we are concentrating on the regions that we said DP is going to commandeer in the next elections. And that is Buganda, that is Acholi, that is Busoga, that is Bukedi, that is Sebei, and the parts of West Nile. I want to assure the public the process is beginning tomorrow when we are signing what the youth normally refer to as Omumiri or Kamiri. But of course with the Leon Army, they are all committing to the Democratic Party. Just imagine when we signed, when we brought on board one of our own in Chadondo, and then you have an entire fire base creating a new wave. Now the DP block is getting more serious, more significant, and the brand is improving. So you are all welcome for tomorrow's occasion. And after that, we shall be moving to other parts. Mr. President, I'm also happy to inform colleagues here, especially members of the press, that for example, in Greater Masaka, where the reunion was, and in Acholi, that is Gulu, Greater Gulu, and in Busoga, we have thousands of people waiting to be given DP cards. We have thousands of people waiting to be inducted in the DP block people power arrangement. And this will come very soon because we don't have time. On the issue of security, it's very unfortunate that you have the big culprits in the top echelons of government. You have all heard about the pallets that came through. These are very big thieves in Bank of Uganda, so much that they have tainted the name of this country, not worth to be called a country, neither a government worth to be called a government. You've heard how the pallets might have ended up in the currency center of Masaka. The other day in New Vision, we saw how almost $500 billion Uganda shillings, was stolen. No cameras. And deliberately, the Bank of Uganda using a building they know was not completed in terms of camera profiling. Why this? And you have a chief executive of the Bank of Uganda who went, how do they call it? When you open up a building. Who went and opened up that currency center. Was it deliberate? Inaugurated. Was it deliberate? Did they see this plan of pallets with billions of money coming in so that they can do dubious things? Instead of making these people, forcing these people to sit aside, even incarcerating them so that they cannot communicate and we go deeper to the problem, we can now see insecurity around money launderers, people who want to do highway robbery and attacking financial institutions. The insecurity is poverty orchestrated, poverty aggravated, politically aggravated insecurity. And our people are suffering, but the government of Uganda is not winning. We are talking about bioprinting, genetical printing. We have had a situation where a police officer, senior police officer, comes and says the cameras are working and we saw these people, but nobody is bothered about getting these culprits. Maybe senior government officials fear that once you go deeper to the problem, they are going to be trapped in the racket, and this is not going to help. So there must be goodwill from the government. We must invest in forensics. We must invest in bioprofiling. We must invest heavily in our CID. We must not even jeopardize the work of police like we saw recently when the regime spokesperson, the spin doctor, Ofono Opondo, contradicting with the technical people, that is Enanga. Enanga is saying we are handling, and these are the lines we are taking. And then Ofono Opondo comes and says, you are talking rubbish. Can you imagine? So, as a DP who are committed to proper governance, who are committed to strengthening our institutions and investing in the institutions that protect the lives of the Ugandans and improve their welfare, we would like government, first of all, to have goodwill and also invest heavily in these things. I would like to also announce that we are going to have reunions, 3 reunions. One of them is Luero on the 17th, on the 17th of July, and on the 11th of August, we are going to be in Kampala, Wakiso, and then soon we are going to announce the next 2. That is Greater Mubende and then Greater
Mitiana.
That is Greater Mitiana, and then the other one of Greater Ankole. Thank you very much.
Ekizibu kye tulina ne poliisi, oluusi tukaanya n'abakulu wano waggulu naye abawansi oba baataani abaduumira. Omanyi edda we nali nkyali omuto baatusomesaako ku sitore, waaliwo embwa nga mpanvu, kati message okuva ku mutwe paka awali omukira gw'embwa eyo etwala ebbanga. N'olwekyo embwa esobola okulabika nga feesi si nsanyufu, nga feesi ya nnaku, naye ng'omukira guba gukyewuuba olw'ebintu ebya juuzi ebyagisanyusa. Kitegeeza communication etwala ebbanga. Ekyo kyekizibu kye tulina mu Uganda. Embwa eyo mu Lujamani bagiyita dachshund. Kati poliisi ya Uganda eringa dachshund. Wasobola okubeerawo ekiragiro enaggulu ku kitebe kya poliisi ng'egamba nti tewali mutawaana, naye otuuka ku ground ng'abantu banyiivu n'ogamba banaye kiki ekyabanyiiziza, message tenatuuka. Naye njagala kakasa nti eno meeting eri internal yaffe ng'abakulembeze ba Democratic Party. Ate tugenda kubeera mu hall gye tuyita town hall meeting. Eno internal meeting okusinziira ku section za Public Order Management Act, meeting yaffe teyeetaaga na kutegeeza poliisi, naye ng'abantu abagoberera amateeka ate abamanyi nti buli lwe mukuŋŋaanya abantu abangi poliisi erina okubeerako n'emanya. N'olwekyo twategeezezza poliisi ebya clearance sebo tebiri mu mateeka, naye nga bw'omanyi mu Uganda kati tulina habiti y'okutya. Ti poliisi ekkiriza, tutegeezezza poliisi, naye nga okusinziira ku Public Order Management Act eno yo internal meeting ey'abakulembeze baffe mu Democratic Party. Kiringa nga aba Arsenal oba Man U oba Man City oba Liverpool basobola okujjuza stadium nga tewaliwo mupiira, wabula kwanjula abazanyi be basayininga mu tiimu yaabwe ne ba fans ne bajja stadium nejjula. Kati tewali ayinza okugamba nti eyo function nga teri ku fixture. N'olwekyo stadium yaffe egenda kujjula, abazanyi weebali be tugenda okusayininga, ffe ba coaches weetuli, abamu ba coach players nabo weebali ne be tugenda okusayininga bagenda kujja. Ate omukolo gugenda kubeera mu kifo kyaffe tukisasulidde. N'olwekyo olunaku lw'enkya ekifo ekyo kijja kubeera nga kitebe kya Democratic Party. Nga buli lwe mulaba Parliament ng'etudde ku Serena, kitegeeza kati Parliament Serena efuuse Parliament. Yes, sir.